Winkle, and today we're making hot air balloon paintings. Aurelia, have you ever been on a hot air balloon before? It is one of my favorite things I've ever done in my life. It was so fun. I went with my husband and we went to New Mexico to the hot air balloon festival.
That was fun.
It was super fun. Okay, should we see what's in our kit today?
Yes.
All right.
A canvas, a paper towel, some paints, a paintbrush.
This is gonna be so fun. I love painting, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. On top of everything in your kit, you'll just need a pencil and
some water.
And then we're ready to get started.
Yay!
Let me show you how to get set up for your painting. This is like the painting we're going to be doing today. You see the hot air balloons?
Yeah.
There are 3 types of paintings, Aurelia. We have portrait, still life, and landscape. Which one do you think this is?
A landscape. It's like grassy or like there's an ocean or...
That's right, something outside. Yeah, exactly. So this is a landscape. There's also a whole field of like abstract art, op art, stuff like that. But I'm talking about the 3 main original categories of painting: portrait, landscape, and still life. So when we're painting a landscape, typically we put our canvas this direction, and it's actually called landscape view or the landscape direction. And when I'm setting up, I like to keep my paper towel, my paints, and my cup all on the same side. That's just easier because you can reach your paints and your cup and your paper towel.
Like you don't have to keep doing that.
Right, so if you're right-handed, you want to keep it all on the right side so that you can go from your water to your paint without having to...
Yeah, I guess go cross and cross.
Right, keep it all on the same side, whatever side that you draw or write or paint with, that's the side that you want all your stuff set up on. Okay, don't open up your paints yet. First we have to draw what we're going to paint, right?
Yeah.
You need to plan out your painting before you get started. Okay, so first we're going to draw what's called the horizon line. Do you know what the horizon line is? Where the sky and the earth meet up. So sometimes when you're a kid, you want to paint the sky up here and paint the land down here. Well, what's all this space in between?
You're gonna do that.
You have to have it meet up. So the horizon line could be straight across, like if you're looking out at the horizon, if you're at the ocean, at the beach, the horizon's probably very flat. Or if you're looking at a mountain, the horizon line is going to be
upwards.
Yeah, like high mountains, like that. Wherever you see the land and the sky meeting up. Today, we're going to be painting like a hillside. So our horizon line is going to be kind of wavy. Now, as I tell all my art students, I'm going to give you the directions, but if you want to make it your own landscape, you can do whatever you want. So if we do hills and you want to do it flat or do a mountainside, you can totally do that. It's all up to you. We're also going to be doing designs of our hot air balloon, and those designs are totally up to you. It's your painting and you're the artist, so you can do whatever you want. Also, as with any Winkle video, if we get ahead of you or we fast forward the video a little bit, you can always pause, then press play when you're all caught up. Okay, so we're gonna draw the horizon line first. Now when you're drawing, try and draw very lightly on your canvas. So we're going to go about 2/3 of the way up our canvas, or even halfway, so somewhere in here, and you're gonna draw the horizon line. So like I said, mine are gonna have hills, and see how I'm drawing very lightly? So are you, Aurelia. Good job. If you draw too heavily, you'll be able to see that pencil line underneath your paint, and it'll take forever to try and cover that up. Now, Aurelia, tell me this, are these hot air balloons different sizes?
Yes.
But are they different sizes in real life? Is there like a gigantic one and then a mini one with like little mice in it?
No.
No. So this is called our visual perception of a 2-dimensional object. So this is 2-dimensional. It's a flat canvas, but we're trying to give it depth and dimension. We're trying to make it look like it's a 3-dimensional space. So we have to do a big hot air balloon, and that's gonna look like what?
It's like closer.
And then the little hot air balloon,
it's gonna be farther from
That's
us.
right. So like this. If I come up really close to you, did my head get bigger? No, it's just that I'm really close to the camera. And what if I'm way back here? Did my head get smaller?
No.
No, it's just that I got farther away. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today, is to create that illusion that there's something that's forward in space, in middle space, and in back space. And in art, we call that foreground, middle ground, and background. So let's draw our hot air balloon in the foreground first. The foreground is the front, So that's going to be the biggest balloon. Now, a hot air balloon shape can be a little bit tricky for some of us. It's like a circle, okay? So draw your best circle. So the circle is going to have this shape attached to it right here. So it's kind of like arches inward, goes across flat, and then arches inward on this side. And then you can erase just very lightly, very carefully. You don't have to erase very heavily because we don't want to ruin our canvas. You can erase that round line, and there you have your hot air balloon shape. Now, if you ever have like the hills are behind your hot air balloon, you can erase the hills too because we don't need that. Okay, and then the basket is where the people stand in the hot air balloon. They're not actually in a hot air balloon because that's where the fire is. They are in the basket that's attached to the fiery balloon. Can you believe people actually do this?
No.
The basket is going to be a polygon, so these two sides are parallel and these are not, meaning eventually if these sides kept going, they would bump into each other. See? Really, with art, it's so much like geometry because you're just drawing shapes. So we can do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now our hot air balloon needs to connect to our basket, of course, so that the people can actually take off in it. And then now we're going to draw the middle ground.
So it's going to be like the middle size balloon.
That's right. So, and again, this can be wherever you want it. You can follow me, or you can follow Aurelia, or you can make it your own. We're going to do a circle again, and then we're going to put that shape underneath the circle to help us turn it into a hot air balloon shape. Then a little quadrilateral here. Tie it together with your balloon ties. Guess what I love about painting? If you make a mistake, you can just paint over it. So it's not a big deal. Mistakes are totally okay. All right, and now we're going to do our baby balloon. It's not actually a baby.
It's actually humongous.
It's actually just as big as all the others. It's just that it's in the background because we're showing that three-dimensional space. Okay, we're all ready with our drawing and now it's time to get painting. Okay, so Aurelia and I are gonna put our paints up here just because we want to be able to show you which paints we're using.
Yeah.
You can put them up here or you can put them at your side like I was showing you before. The color we're gonna start with is the color on the very right, the blue. So you're gonna open that pot up. Good, and we're gonna use nice even brush strokes to paint a blue sky. Now, if you have white at home, white paint, you can paint some clouds if you want to. If you have other paints at home, you can add those colors too. Okay, so far I've just been using horizontal lines because they go along with the horizon, okay? So I'm using nice wide brush strokes, even brush strokes, going along with the horizon. And we're gonna slowly start blending all those in together so that we don't have those lines looking very visible. So if you paint over those lines, eventually they'll start blending in. When you get to a hot air balloon, we're going to get some paint on our brush and follow the line of that hot air balloon around. And you can use the other side of your brush that has paint on it too and go around this way. Use very careful brush strokes here. You don't want to hurry this too fast. I remember your brother Rook would always hurry so fast on his paintings. Of course, it was art in its own beautiful Rook kind of way, but I would always be saying, Rook, slow down. You don't need to go so fast. Okay, so do you see how I'm going around this hot air balloon very carefully with the outline? I don't want to paint into it. If you do, you can totally paint over it. It's just easier if you don't have to paint over it. And then I'm gonna come up to this next little one right here. I'm gonna paint around it. Very careful brush strokes. We're not in a hurry. Now, some kids get carried away and paint the whole canvas blue, but that wouldn't be right because what is right here?
The grass.
The grass, and in our painting, the grass is going to be green. So you only want to paint right up to that horizon line, and again, when you get close to it, just want to be oh so careful, and you can even use the very tip of your paintbrush to get into those small spaces. If it's a wide space, you can use the wide part of your paintbrush. If it's a small space, the tip of your paintbrush. Now if all these painting lines are kind of bothering you, you can go over them with your paintbrush. Just lightly stroke the paints and you can blend them in. Now, Aurelia had a good question. I just painted right through my ropes that attached the balloon to the basket because it was a lot easier than trying to paint around those. So as long as you know they're there, and you'll be able to see a little bit of the pencil lines still, you can just paint right over those. Do you know what makes a hot air balloon able to go up in the air? Inside the balloon has to be hotter than what's outside in the air. So if it's cold outside, that's a great day to take a hot air balloon ride because the air outside is cold and the air inside the balloon is hot. And what do we know about hot air? It rises up, and away. Okay, so our sky is done. If you want to go back later and add some more blue to it after it dries, you can totally do that, and you might get a nice rich color of blue. Now we're going to change out our color. So what do we do with our paintbrush?
You pounce at the bottom.
That's right, pounce, pounce, pounce. Look at it, is the brush clean? Good, so our brush is nice and clean, and we're going to open up our green paint so that we can paint the grass. Same idea with the grass, you're going to brush it on. I like those nice horizontal strokes that go with the horizon. Okay, when you get to the part where it's meeting up with the blue, that's called the horizon line. You're going to paint it very carefully, slow down, paint around whatever's there, paint around your basket, paint around the sky, whatever's there. You want to go nice and slow. Good. Now that I have all my green paint on there, I'm just doing some nice, gentle strokes, just trying to blend in all those lines. What do we do with our green now?
We pounce it in the brush.
That's right. Pounce, pounce until it's clean. Clean the green, yes. Close our green paint. We're going to open up our orange paint. You don't need a lot of orange. This is going to be the color of our basket. And our baskets are pretty small, right?
Yeah.
So you don't need to go dip your whole brush into that orange paint. Just dip the little tip of your brush.
Right.
So you have about that much. Yep, and you're just going to very carefully, very small little strokes, even dots. Just dot the orange on there. Dotting is also cool because it gives that basket a little bit of texture. See how I'm right up on the tip of my paintbrush trying to get into that corner of the basket? I'm right on the tip of my paintbrush because that has the sharpest edge to help me get in that corner. And I'm kind of pouncing and dotting on my basket a little bit to get it all filled in. Okay, and look, this basket's so small, so I'm going to just have a little bit of paint on my brush, and I'm just going to use the very corner of my brush and dot it in there very carefully. Woo, that is hard. You guys can do it, and remember, if you mess up, you can always paint over it. Let it dry first, and then you can paint over it. Pounce that orange out, and now it's time to design our hot air balloons. When I was at the Hot Air Balloon Festival, there were so many kinds of balloons. One of them was even shaped like a cow.
What?
Yeah, today we're going to design our hot air balloon, and you can have any design on it that you want. It's really your creation. A hot air balloon is round, okay? So if you have straight lines on a hot air balloon, when it expands, those straight lines are going to get round. So I'm going to show you on this big one how to have lines and make the hot air balloon look round. So the center line is going to just be nice and straight. And the lines on the side, this one's going to be a little bit rounded. This one's going to be a little bit rounded. This one's going to be more rounded. Do you see that? How it makes it look round?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, and then this one right here, we're going to do it the other way. We're going to do a straight line across this way, slightly rounded, very round, slightly rounded, very round. What other designs can you think of for your hot air balloon?
Like zigzags, polka dots.
Zigzag. Oh, I love the polka dot idea. That's a good one. I'm going to steal that. I'm gonna make some big polka dots. Zigzag, polka dot, flowers. Okay, so now is a great time to open up any of your colors that you want. You can open up all of them at once, or you can just open up 3 or 4 at a time, and you're going to paint those designs in your hot air balloon. So this one I have with the stripe, I'm going to do an AB pattern on this stripe. AB pattern means it's going to have just 2 alternating colors. So first I'm going to have purple, and again you have to be so slow and so careful with your brush strokes. Nice soft strokes. Okay, and then my other purple is going to be over here because we're just keeping this part for another color. And I'm right up on the edge of my paintbrush again because I'm being so careful about the shape of my hot air balloon. Just a little bit of paint in these small areas. That's all you need. And you can always go back over this later if you want a nice rich color, if you're having a hard time filling it in. Now, if your hot air balloon isn't turning out exactly as you expected, be easy on yourself. This might be your first time painting, and it probably is your first time painting hot air balloons. I've been painting for a really long time, and Aurelia's even been one of my art students for a long time. So you can always paint over any mistakes, or you can always say, I can try again another time. See how this tiny balloon, I'm just using the very tip of my paintbrush to get into that space. All right, we have one thing left to do, and that is tether our balloon to our basket. So for that, you can use whatever color you want. I think I'm going to use different colors for my tethers, and all I'm doing is just one line with my paintbrush. Close up your paint if you're done. Let's see your painting. Woo! It looks so good. I love it. So you have like polka dot and a heart and an emoji balloon, and I have vertical stripes, horizontal stripe like a rainbow, and polka dots on this one. I love how all these hot air balloons look so different. I bet everybody's at home looks so different than ours too.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't wait to see it. So if you have a grown-up, take a picture and post it on social media. Tag us at the Winkle Crate. That way we can see what you made and how it turned out. Good job, Aurelia. Thanks for visiting with us today. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
You did so great today. I'm so proud of you. What was I gonna say?
Amazing.
You're supposed to say, yay! Let's do it.
Oh, I keep forgetting that part.
Okay. My art student, Aurelia.
Ta-da!